I'm Ken Hakuta, Nam June Paik's nephew and executor of his estate. Everybody in our family thought that he is completely crazy. And they weren't saying it in a cute way. They thought he was really crazy. Well, somewhat in a cute way, in an affectionate way, but nobody really understood what he was doing. Somehow, I got to understand what he was doing. This piece is very personal to me because he made this using my toy parts from my many broken toys that I had in our house in Tokyo. He basically cannibalized all my toy parts to come up with this. My relationship with the TV is that I watched a lot of television. And Nam June encouraged me to watch television. So he was a wonderful uncle. We had the first television set in our neighborhood. It was a huge Zenith television set. I remember when you turned off the big Zenith, it went dark. Then about a minute later, there's like a white spot in the middle. Nam June thought that was kind of scary. I remember that. This is a ring that I'm sure Nam June rolled himself. And then he ran electrical currents and put it in front of a television set, and that altered the image. That was his first manipulation, using these rings or sometimes a magnet on top. When I arrived in the US when I was 14 to New York, Nam June was my legal guardian. Imagine having a Fluxus artist, an avant-garde artist, somebody like Nam June Paik as your guardian. He was very proud of the fact that I had the little TV show, the Dr. Fad show, which was a children's inventions TV show, which we did out of CBS in New York.
Dr. Fad, take a walk on the wacky side. Dr. Fad, find some fun that's bona fide. Dr. Fad, for a twist that you've never tried, you'll be glad you met Dr. Fad.
It's interesting. He had a certain commercial side to him. He would say, Ken, you have 30 minutes on CBS in New York every Saturday morning. You know how much that is in advertising money? That's what he would say. He was very aware of those things. Nam June was, as like many artists, I would say, a really bad businessman. But then I realized that if artists were good business people, they would be horrible artists. They would probably make things that only sell. Who would make video art? The famous robot K456 and the life ring there too. These are the finest and the rarest Nam June Paik objects because you can tell he made them. He put them together himself because they are so imperfectly put together. If an assistant or an engineer helped him, you know that the soldering would be perfect, you know that the nails would be hammered in perfectly, the screws. Anybody can make two gears and the motor completely aligned and mesh. But not everybody. It takes a genius to have it misaligned like this. I don't think he was interested in making, a robot that Sony would make in those days, because I think imperfection is part of his art, and that's the sophistication. A perfectly functioning robot is not as sophisticated as one that malfunctions randomly, I assume.